Hello people, it's Nick, Razapar, sitting right back in with another review. This time we're going to be doing it on Von Nebula, the final Hero Factory revamp review that I'm going to be doing for Wave 1 at least. I've got more on the way. I've got the Hero Factory breakout villains and the Ordeal of Fire villains to be doing as well. But besides the point, this is the last one for 1.0 villains, and we're doing it on the big bad himself, Von Nebula. Now, obviously, he looks quite different. Starting off at the very bottom with the feet. The feet are, again, the same modifier that he uses, but they are modded a little bit differently. They're a little bit more concise and clean. And then the inside, the leg, it's like the lower leg itself is not that bad. Like, they didn't change too much. The upper leg did, and I got this, I think I got this a design idea from Brownicles or Brazzy I don't remember who it was. But they were making their own little remake, and I got the idea because these Star Wars buildable figure like shin armor pieces looked so good, and they were nice and round, and it fit like the aesthetic with like the headpiece here, and then the Borak shell, which I didn't. Oh, those are dusty. Anyways, I didn't know those were dusty. But yeah, I like that a lot. It's just a nice little aesthetic here with like the nice round shins and stuff, and it made them look a little bit better. The limbs themselves are like the slicer torsos, or no, throwbots. These are throwbot torsos that are just used as legs, and I think they look really cool. Nice little blocky. I can maybe put like a Borak eye or something up here to make it a little bit more fancy, but that's besides the point. Also, I tried to do my best at making like Von Nebula absent of all like red pins and stuff, and just kept it with the blue plus. I mean, I say that, and there's two big ones back here, but he's pretty consistently devoid of all like red pins and just the blue stuff. Because, I mean, I just wanted to add more blue. Like, the dark blue here is intentional because he's kind of like a weird dark blue, like, rust on him or some kind of weathering on him in the actual show. The torso itself is also a little bit more changed. As you can see, it doesn't have this big old kind of backpack to it. He's got the scroll armor, which kind of unites, I think it's all but two. But yeah, but two. It's Thunder and then Vapor. They don't have the scroll armor piece, which I could probably tack on to one of them at some point, but I'm not going to do that. It's not a big deal. But he has it for the back now and rounds it out. The torso is a little bit more different. The connection for the neck is through the head itself. So if I were to just turn around to the back, well, actually, there's no good way to see it. He's an all-black character with an all-black build, and the shadows are also devoid of light and black, so it's a little bit more difficult to show. Maybe if I just turn it up a little bit. There you go. So it's got a technic build here, and it just means that I'm able to just kind of make the whole foot connect in the same place, but then, you know, the torso, the head's just connected differently, and I actually quite like that because it doesn't have that weird asymmetric head build that the original set had. The head's also attached onto like a little neck piece, and it's connected again to like the technic piece in the back. Oh wait, duh! I can just take off the armor part in the back. Duh. There you go. Now you can kind of see what's going on. No, you can't. Well, no, I just turned the flash on. There we go. Now you can see what's going on in here. So yeah, get the hand out of the way. That's kind of what's going on. And then that little lift arm piece that got introduced way back with Witch Doctor, like that wave of sets, is what's allowing him to connect up into here. Actually, this is actually a really good way to show that little Easter egg that I was going to have in there. So Von Nebula is, of course, a former hero. So what better way to show his former hero self than the final remnant of the quasi-core that remains, and he keeps it inside, and it's forever hidden away, a remnant of his past. So that was a nice little detail I wanted to add in there because I thought it would make an interesting look for him. The arms itself, they're not very much unchanged. At least the upper ones are. They're just a little bit more filled out. Borak eye there to fill it all in. There's a little bit more blue on the top as well. These are connected the same. Again, the Borak shields are connected the same. Again, a lot of black. A lot more black and a lot more consistency with him. I really tried. Arms themselves, I gave him arms instead of just having them to be the static parts there. And they're the, what are these? The Paraka limbs. The Paraka limbs, because they're also round and they fit that weird aesthetic. The staff, Black Hole staff, basically the same kind of design. Yes, I was able to use another dark blue piece there. That's a nice little piece to have. It uses a little bit more for the top, a little bit more decorated than just being just a static pole. And I like the gears. I like the whole thing with the little flush pieces there. And it's still able to spin and create the black hole. And I also are not asymmetric. They're just not off one side. They're just kind of in the same alignment. It uses more modern Technic pieces that were introduced as the Hero Factory got older. And that's basically it. I'm going to stand him up a little bit for my remake. Quite happy with him and how he looks. And then we're going to get the original set. And as you can see, yeah, a lot different. He's a little bit taller as well because of his build, I think. No, he's actually a little bit shorter. What am I talking about? He's a little bit shorter. And these are actually backwards. I think they're supposed to be the other way around. I think I built this wrong when I was a kid. Oh, well, that's no surprise. But yeah, Von Nebula basically hasn't changed too much in his appearance, but the build is definitely different. Again, a lot more bulky, a lot more boxy, a little bit more uncluttered. And these arms are atrocious. You could have done something, Lego, with these arms, but you didn't, and you made them just... Anyways. Legs are a little bit more clunky. Again, I just really steered away from the whole Bionicle look to him, because he kind of looked like Bionicle, so much so that... Hold on. Yeah, I so much so that I thought he looked good as a leader class Skrull, but this is for another review entirely. Okay, well, that's cool. Anyways, another review entirely. Yeah, that's really about it. And he's the most changed, a lot less Bionicle looking, a lot more Hero Factory looking, which is what I wanted to do. And that's basically it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. I do appreciate you guys if you watched this all the way through and you watched my little series. Again, next time I might do the Urdula Fire here in a minute. Because again, I have all the Urdula Fire sets. At least for the villains. I didn't really remake too many of the heroes, and the heroes themselves for this 1.8 wave, by the way, is just really simple little builds. They're essentially just these guys, but with just the normal Hero Factory 2.0 limbs and stuff. So they could actually move and bend and stuff instead of just being static. That's really about it. There's nothing really too big of a change with them. So, I might not even bother with those guys. But yeah, no, that's it. This has been the final installation of the Hero Factory 1.0 villain reviews. Again, watch out for that guy. I might review him here in a minute. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And this is Krazapar signing back out. Bye-bye.